The rock-cut Church of St. George is one of the most amazing structures in the history of architecture. Located in Lalibela, Ethiopia, it astounds the imagination. The Church of St. George was carved directly out of the living rock that still surrounds it. St. George was commissioned by King Lalibela, who ruled Ethiopia between around 1181 and 1221. Today, the area around this church is called Lalibela, after the celebrated king. And since 1978, it has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In fact, King Lalibela commissioned 11 rock-cut churches. An aerial view of the Lalibela region shows how these 11 rock-cut churches, several of which are connected by channels, might have formed a city of God. Of these 11 rock-cut churches, St. George was the last, and is arguably the most spectacular. How the structure was carved directly out of the living rock still remains a mystery. Some Ethiopian Orthodox believers credit the creation of this church to supernatural intervention. According to legend, when the human workers put down their tools at the end of the day, angels picked up the tools and worked through the night. From above, St. George has the form of a Greek cross, that is, a cross whose arms are all equal in length. The church stands in a pit that is roughly 82 by 82 feet wide. Literally rising out of the rock base, the church is almost 100 feet high. The church can be reached through a network of channels cut into the rock. Through these channels, the visitor arrives at the church's entrance level. To create this church, workers, either human or angelic, cut directly into the volcanic rock, both around and within the church. As they were excavating down toward what would be the church's so-called ground level, carvers cut in doors and windows, and they hollowed out the interior of this monolith. The church emerged, seemingly by miracle, from the living rock. The Church of St. George is of one substance with creation. To conceptualize the implausible process of how this church was excavated, we might think of it as a form with an interior space, submerged in water. When the water drains away, the form emerges. Since this was a subtractive process, there was no place for error or reconsideration. Once the stone was cut away, it couldn't be put back. Therefore, the entire structure, literally from top to bottom, had to be envisioned in advance. Inside the church, archways and vaults divide the interior space into rooms. Since the entire structure is a single block of stone, these interior columns and arches are not structurally necessary, but they create the illusion of interior architecture. The Church of St. George is still in liturgical use. It is a pilgrimage destination for both tourists and devout believers. The very existence of this rock-cut church surpasses plausibility. Standing before or within this magnificent structure, the beholder has a sense of being in the presence not of any human architect, but of the divine creator of the rock itself.